But some can say politics are groma obi anima SDM person don't be diabolic.
Obi anim say obi how anim say a politician. And a former politician.
Partisan politics, and I'm a free mokra because looking at the way things are going, I think.
But first, now you're politics.
Yeah, me a politics, even up to the extent that me rise to deputy communication director of a party.
A party, be
yeah, Convention People's Party.
Okay. Now what I saw here?
I think so. Mogu.
Omogu.
I think so. Agu. I don't know whether Omogu. He found Edriso.
The recent by-election, they had a candidate.
And you heard of them?
Yeah, I heard of them.
Okay. Indeed, I can be a major politics, you know. But on a serious note, I think that say election a bit fair, perceived credible, right? Ejina, there's transparency with respect to the process towards the main election. And also the consensus building throughout the process to an election. Until normally, there be a mekase election violence ye huno. And yet the day na ye to abano or aftermath of abatono enema election ye chaos. But free day na ye she process na say of that particular election no to the end and we share the magnitude cry in terms of quantification the contribution to election violence the process now before the elections. Intermediate afutu amede ma Jane Mensa ne say Ghana ya edin as a democratic state ya edin as ambassadors of democracy in Africa. Ya edin as a better democracy than even some of the Western countries or some of the democracy. Why? Because since say you were a fourth republic through the Huntington turnover, where we have 2-term limit for various political parties, no. Ya din se san we ko na we aba asumwiemu ene de abeto. And ebeye nimwase say ebegina onu so ntino na ya be experience serious election violence in 2024. Intimafutu da so gina ho say she should build consensus with all political parties. Emma party be enfili say ye sisimi ana ye chim mensa e de ama party fufuro. Ena Emma isi no posture ne nye se oni party bi eko. Nti abribia no party ni kase ya ono so enti ase. Nti one no I think that eno ebetumi ama election violence aba. Ena eba sanso a ejina niti so ena enya asempa ema ono eni na busia.
Okay.
Consensus must be built. Now, you build the consensus. I also think that the process itself must also have some respect for Ghanaians. I think that since the election, registration will come, we need to modify. We need to be very human-centered and modify it kakra. It's a privileged institution, or to vote in Ghana is a privilege. Akwanya na ye mau se beto abantino ye ni sara biara. Wow, we must know that it is a right. And obi biara obu 18 years no e wo sa akwanya ne se oto abanti se all the process ba sa process no e wo say ye very human centered. It must respect Ghanaians. They didn't make us say human centered. I think I said it here. Say ebra easy eba out say opese oye election at the district offices. I kicked against it. I kicked against it because one, the center no very far from the periphery. Most of our district centers or district offices are far from the periphery. And if they are far from the periphery, na so opese obia to abanibia. It was said in a very inclusive participatory approach, was so much registration centers no e ben the voter or the electorate, so that no be man say kwanya no that is to be able to get the din e wa batuo no. Mate say you see create some polling centers bia, you see mobile centers or whatever at some areas, but images, any videos I made from this particular exercise no, I quite remember I was watching one of your sister stations. And Mrantie be say omuye mason for se den so and I say omuye fitting mechanics and omuja adwuma ho say omuba be registration because omu boss emo omu sa akwanya no.
Yeah,
they got to this center, you see ICT no I bad, internet and I bad center no intimi and working progressively say they was say working, so it was almost cycle wow omu kwa no masan ba. That day, such gentlemen no, Oma lose bibi, because if you look at the opportunity cost of the Omodia Baye no, they could have earned something to better the lives of their family. They could have improved on their skills to better the development of Ghana. But some many oka say no, Omoja Edia Betina. Omoba na ntuma nye ye ye san see the next day omumra. It means that the whole framework of getting people in a register is very, very bad. And we need to modify it so that it becomes a system. And I even believe that we must begin, say, we are all the district offices. And we say, we be at me register.
I'll hold it down.
Only that it's not functioning. That's the problem.
Yes, so if it is there and it's not functioning, we must equip, we must make it function. So that yenya enka say abribi yen dedicate a particular time for people.
You can't trust this electoral commission people
For 24 hours working hours.
No. You see, and that is another that is another problem. I think that on my I will say a corrective. The perceived mistrust, and maybe it's based on experience you've gained from them. So I don't blame you. But it was say a corrective.
But in the EC itself doing things,
Central make us a experience we're gaining. But the moment you go into an election with issues of mistrust, and no crowd border on security, because and that is a perception out there that people don't trust the EC. EC must also work hard to gain the trust of the people.
Because EC is always defensive. Because in my own view, I mean, why is it say babe registration exercise? Now registration exercise are babe no, okay? I mean, we say district office. Knowing very well on election day, the district office will not be allocated as a polling station. And the electoral areas now for free office or now day. I mean, how are you even going to allocate their polling stations? And I mean, on election day, the chaos deba. For the person to even find out that this is my polling station, as I said, me kotu about hono. And no crowd is problematic.
Yeah, and I agree with you entirely. Intina make us say also any stakeholders or microphone engage.
But he saw nothing wrong with it. He saw nothing wrong.
No, you see another problem. You see what WM make us say a problem in Accra. The major problem in Accra and governance is those who we appoint to govern us. My main fact, Chairman Xi Jinping, who is heading the People's Republic of China. This is a gentleman who started his service, national service, almost national service.
Yeah.
Right? To develop his mindset from the Krokituamu to Krokesiemu. But most of the persons we appoint to head our offices have never experienced a rural life before.
Yeah.
Most of them. Among experiencing rural life that. And for that matter, when they are taking decisions, they take decisions with an urban perspective. And that is something we must critically look at, because Jermaine somebody when you are or a lawyer or a den, maybe the father might have been a bourgeoisie. Until that rural life, no experience with that. And the Chinese system, they consciously do that too. If you take even Putin today, why is it transformational? Because he has lived the life of an intelligent person, a rural person, a humble person, before he became a president. So on him, how I quite remember I was listening to Putin. You know what he said? He said in 2000s, na Oko campaign, rural areas, Mr. Speaker, Odu rural area, ena abroa bi. Ehu no, ena abroa no so, opeso ne kasa. Nemum, ebre ni ho man ntino, abroa no twro, bibi o paper so. Ena abroa ntwa ade no paper so no, ena odi paper no, ema ni bodyguard. Se ni oduru Moscow, ni bodyguard ne mfa ade ne ma no. Na onkan. Omuduru Moscow, bodyguard ne si paper na ira. Ntom bisa ne se dey na o regret power in life mo. O se sa abroa ne paper na abroa ne de ma na. Want me ankan no. That's his regret in life. Say want me anhu di abroa no pe.
Na wayama
no. Ntom bisa ne se dey na wonu ne ho pa. O se sa paper na ira no. Be pe me ne. Otina odwen ho a onte ase say because onim de ha abroa no. Onim de abroa no pe so ka che no. That is a leader. Inti ye krom hanom no ye pesa nkrofo no bi, someone who has lived it from the grassroots, the rural sector, and developed to the center or the central system. But ye choose nkrofo no more demako, they've no experience. So when they sit in offices, they take urban perspective and a higher. But me make us say about you know, I think that EC must build consensus. EC must have policies that are human centered. EC must ensure that it gets the trust of the likes of McCarthy and the likes of the NDC, because they are critical players in elections in Ghana. They are critical players in saving us from any electoral violence I may be experiencing.
But as a 48 after 8,